Good afternoon from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Tuesday, December the 1st market update. On the economic front, monthly motor vehicle sales came in ahead of expectations at 8.2 million. Consensus was 7.75 million. Monthly ISM manufacturing index came in a little weaker at 53.6. Consensus was 55. Monthly U.S. pending home sales for October were up 3.7%. The CEO of GM, Fritz Henderson, is stepping down. The current GM chairman, Ed Whitaker, will be the interim CEO. So now we have two major American companies looking for CEOs. That's Bank of America and GM. So it'll be interesting to see how the market reacts tomorrow, or if it reacts at all. The dollar was down, so of course gold, silver, copper, and oil were up. Light sweet crude futures rose again today by $1.09 to settle at $78.37 a barrel. Let's go over and take a look at the Dow. The Dow and the S&P look similar. We're in this channel, stuck in this range. Seems like we've been here a while, but even though it hasn't been that long. Seems like it's been weeks, but it hasn't. And here's S&P on the daily. Again, in this channel. I am seeing over to the 60-minute chart. I am seeing some promise here. I've got this downtrend line on my MACD that I'm using on the 60-minute chart on the S&P. We've broken above it. Typically when we break above that, it is usually positive. Now we may have a dip before we turn up, but it's typically positive when this happens. It doesn't always work, but it has a pretty high percentage of success. The Dow actually closed up 126 points to 10,471. The S&P closed up 13 points to 1,108, and the Nasdaq closed up 31 points to 2,175. The Nasdaq had the largest percent gain at 1.46%, and the S&P had the smallest percent gain at 1.21%. Let's look at the gold ETF. Just keeps on going. Look at all this volume. I don't know if there's anyone in the whole world that doesn't own GLD. It's like major overcrowded. SLV silver, same way. Silver actually did break out today with volume on the SLV ETF. Broke above that 1850. Actually could buy here, or you could wait for a dip. We'll have to wait and see if we get a dip here tomorrow or so, depending on the GM news, how the market reacts to the GM news. 15 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. The bank index was the only index closing flat on the day. And the gold index, which we follow GOX, was the strongest sector, up 4.88%. And the weakest sector was the bank index, which we follow the BKX, because it was flat on the day. I will point out financials were really weak today, which was not good. I'm surprised we rallied as much as we did. You look at Goldman Sachs, it was down over 1.2% with heavy volume. Let's look at JP Morgan. I'm just going to pick out a couple here. JP Morgan was also down on a little bit heavier volume, so keep an eye on that. On the financials, they could actually pull us back. See, let's look at the VIX. The VIX was way down over 10% today. Look at that nice big bearish candle. So again, let's watch for this 20. We bounced twice from there. So let's see if we do it again. Chart watch. Let's go through some charts. Genco shipping looks good. Started buying it again. It was up 7% today. I told everyone to keep kind of watching it down here around the 24 or down to around this trend line. So that looks good. Nevis Maritime broke out of its bull flag. So that looks good. EBR broke out of this channel. Should definitely have some more room to run. It's got about 3 points. Have a target of about 20 on it. We might get a dip if the market's weaker tomorrow. So you could try to, if you can get it down here around this 17 to 1750 area, be a decent entry. Sonus Networks broke out of the symmetrical triangle on volume. Another one I like. Kind of weak today though, so you might be able to get to buy it back down here a little bit lower. C-Trip just keeps on going up. Amazon, another one looks great, keeps on going up. Priceline has kind of a low volume down here but it's kind of still consolidating a little bit, so it on your radar. TSL, it was on one of the watch list stocks for the weekend. In fact, several of these are. Of course, it broke out of the bull flag yesterday. Still looks good. Treehouse Foods, still in this channel. Watch for a breakdown out of it. You'd set alert or break out above this 38. Go either way on that one. Optronics, AUI. I like this inverted head and shoulders. Lots of volume on the breakout here. If we get a weaker market, especially at the open tomorrow, you might be able to jump in on that one. TCO, this is a real estate operations company. Broke out today. It's had a lot of volume the last couple of days. So add it to your watch list. Keep an eye on it. Like I said, if you get a pullback, buy it tomorrow. HCP, I think this is healthcare of some kind. I like this chart too. Broke out yesterday. Again, if you get a chance to buy it dip, go for it. Joy Global, looks like it has an ascending triangle. Had some volume. Looks good. Whiting Petroleum, WL, another not really a good inverted head and shoulders, but it's more of an ascending triangle. It looks good. If oil goes higher, it'll break out. If oil doesn't, it probably won't. So keep an eye on oil on that one. AutoZone, it is above this downtrend line. That's positive. So keep an eye on that. Had some more volume coming today, and buying picked up. CNQ, stuck in this channel. Again, set your alert for the breakdown on 65, or set your alert up here for a breakout above, say, 69.50 or so. Console Energy, another good pattern here. Volume did pick up today. Watch for a breakdown on 45 or a breakout up here. Let's see. Let's go over and take a look at the current market signals. We follow the point figure charts of the Dow, the Nasdaq, and the S&P. The Dow and the S&P remain on a buy signal. The Nasdaq is on a sell signal. But I will note that the Nasdaq is close actually to going to a buy signal. Let's look at the Dow Jones first. Printed the 10,500 today. Double top breakout. Sometimes when we break out by one box, we will roll back over. It's a bull trap. So keep your eye on that. SPX looks about the same up here, and then the Nasdaq, which is the one I wanted to really point out. Nasdaq will go back on a buy signal when we print a box above the prior row of column of X's. So we need to print 2,190, and the Nasdaq will go on a buy signal. So keep your eye out for that. That is it for today. Thanks for joining me, and remember to always invest sharp.